Hello, friends. It's my pleasure today to share with you some principles about mentoring and discipleship. And the first thing we need to understand is that discipling isn't just reading the Bible or doing ministry leadership studies together. It's not actually about information transfer only, it's about life transfer. Think about how Jesus and Barnabas and Paul discipled others. They not only taught ministry, they modeled it. Discipling isn't information download, it's life transfer. And so that means that mentoring is intensely personal. Paul reminded Timothy not just about what he had taught him, but that he taught him by how he lived. You know all about my teaching and my way of life, and all the things he says that he endured here. As he says to the Philippians, live according to the pattern that we have given you. You see, mentoring disciples is more about who you are than what you say. As someone once told me way back in the last century, it's better caught than taught. Just so as Paul writes to the Corinthians, you yourselves are our letter. You are the letter from Christ, the result of our ministry, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on the tablets of human hearts. You see, the result that Paul was after wasn't that they got the facts, not just that they would believe, but who they would become, that their very lives would become the message. Mentoring discipling, you see, is life transfer, and it's intensely personal on both sides of the equation. And that's why it isn't just our abilities or our skills, but our attitude that really is critical. It's the heart posture, the heart of the mentor that is at the heart of mentoring. We think of Paul as a tough, crusty, combative doctrine debater. Well, he was, but that wasn't the heart of his ministry. I want to encourage you the next time you read and pray your way through the epistles, pay attention to the heart of the apostle, not just to what he taught, but his love for those that he led. How many times he says, I thank God for you. You are my joy and my crown. And see how he didn't treat people like lackeys that he would use to make his ministry successful. No, his joy was lifting others. He lived to lift people into ministry. He loved them and he treated them as equals. He called them fellow laborers, fellow soldiers, fellow servants. The heart of mentoring is the heart of the mentor. Oh, may the Lord help us to have attitude and a heart like this. Really, what we're doing is talking about how this works is found in 2 Timothy 2:2. The genius of this verse, 4 generations of believers found in one verse. I want to say to you, whatever you're calling or the role that God is calling you to fulfill, this verse needs to be at the charisma, the absolute heart of your calling, because we're all called to go and make disciples. And not just disciples, but disciple-making disciples. We wonder what caused the phenomenal growth of the early church. Well, reading through the book of Acts, I was asking that question. Of course, there's many factors about that. But this is something I saw and impressed me so much. I actually wrote all of this in my Bible on the last page of the book of Acts. You see, these are the people that Paul mentored. The next time you read through the Acts and the epistles, don't gloss over these names. These are the disciple-making disciples of Paul. And notice the cities, they're important because they represent the new baby first-generation churches that actually sent out these people to be mentored in mission with Paul. This is 2 Timothy 2:2 in action. And it was a huge factor in the explosive growth of the early church. And I'll say to you, if you're looking for motivation to be a motivating, mentoring disciple maker, well, I'd say this is it. What I'm saying is you can make your ministry do double duty if you don't just do ministry yourself, but take somebody along with you to watch and to listen and to learn from you as you do it. And you know what's really cool about this verse is that if you live this out, your ministry can affect others for generations to come. You see, before he was killed, Jesus discipled John. And before John died, he discipled Polycarp. And before Polycarp was martyred, he discipled Irenaeus, who became Bishop of Gaul before he was martyred in AD 202, same year as Tertullian. These 4 generations represent 170 years of real, historically true influence and ministry. This is 2 Timothy 2:2 in action through time. And this is what is possible for your ministry. See, even if they kill us, they can't stop our ministry from going on if we mentor disciple makers. Imagine your ministry, your life influence could still be going on about the year AD 2195. How about that? The life transfer of mentoring discipleship is the secret of multiplication and the growth of the kingdom. Jesus said, the good seed is the sons of the kingdom, and the good soil is the one who hears the word and understands it and produces a crop. I want to ask you today, as you look ahead to the work God is calling you to, why would you want to be a solitary seed when you could be a seed that produces 160 and 30-fold? Disciple-making mentoring is the secret of this. As Jesus said, now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. And may God bless you to that end.